Hello and welcome to Thursday's Business Tip. So today I wanted to talk to you about where you can sell your products and what the different fees are associated with the different websites. So you can sell on a lot of different marketplaces and platforms. So we're going to talk about some of those. So let's talk about some of them. You have Facebook, Shopify, Etsy, eBay, Amazon. So those are about the largest ones for selling, especially like handmade type items. So let's take kind of the least expensive up to the most expensive. So least expensive would be Facebook. So there's several ways you can sell on Facebook. One way you can sell is to tell people your prices, have them give you their email, and then you can invoice them through something such as Square or PayPal. And if you do it that way, then the only fees you're really going to pay are the PayPal fees. So the PayPal fees are somewhere around 2.9%. I think they do have like a 30-cent transaction fee. So that's the first way on Facebook. The second way is to use their marketplace. So marketplace is great because there's no fees associated, but with marketplace, it's more like a garage sale type thing. So it would be where you would meet people in person, and then you would have to accept cash unless you wanted to use a processor, which again, you would have those processing fees. And then the last way to sell on Facebook is through your Facebook business page. So through a Facebook business page, you can set up a shop, and the shop fees are, it doesn't cost anything to list it, so there's no listing fees at all. However, there is a fee to sell on Facebook, and it's very similar to some of the other fees on other sites. It's about 2.9% for the processing of credit cards, and then a 30-cent essential transaction fee. Now, the problem with selling on Facebook Shop is that you are required to have a 30-day return policy, period. You can't have a shorter than 30-day return policy under any circumstances. So that is one requirement that Facebook has that some of these others do not. Let's talk about Etsy next. So Etsy has a 20-cent listing fee for every product, and it has to renew every 4 months. So you're going to pay that 20 cents, 3 times a year. Okay. And then on top of that, when you sell it, it's going to be 5%. It's going to be 5% for their fee. And then you have to pay the merchant fees. So for credit cards, you're going to have to pay that processing fee. You're going to have to pay that no matter where you go. So their processing fee is 3%. Their processing fee is 3% plus 25 cents. Okay, so remember we talked about Facebook's. Facebook's was 2.9% and 30 cents. So Etsy has a slightly higher percentage, but a slightly lower transaction fee. Okay, so you are definitely going to pay more on Etsy than you would on Facebook. Etsy also has a new thing coming out where they have a premium plan, and that is $10 a month, and you get a few things like, I think you get 10 free listings, and you get like $5 in promoted listings and things like that. And you get some additional seller abilities, some ways to change around your shop that you wouldn't have otherwise. So the one I want to talk about next is Shopify. So Shopify is one that does require a monthly fee. So Shopify has a monthly fee. It ranges from $30 a month all the way up to $300 a month. The basic one, which is $30 a month, is really all that the majority of people will need. If you pay it yearly, you get about 10% off. And their fees are, so there's no fees whatsoever except for that monthly fee. And it doesn't matter how many products you have, so that's not going to change. And it's going to cost you 2.9% for merchant fees plus 30-cent transaction fee. So you can see this is pretty similar. They're all going to have about the same. So kind of the way you need to evaluate that. So if you're looking for kind of a large marketplace, well, Etsy is a large marketplace. Shopify is actually something that you can use to sell on multiple platforms. So one of the things that I like personally about Shopify is that you can list your items on Facebook. You can list them on Instagram. You can list them on Amazon, and you get an online store. So you really get 5 different places that you can sell with Shopify, which is very different than any of these other processors. None of these other processors really have a place where you can kind of combine them all together. Now, you can't put your Etsy in there. However, if you have an Etsy store, you actually can take your items from Etsy and move them into Shopify. So I know in my group, we just did training on Shopify, and one of the things I showed them was how to move their product listings from Etsy to Shopify so that it's a very seamless thing. And there have been a lot of questions in my group lately about, which one is the best one to use. I personally am starting to go more towards Shopify just because I like the flexibility that it has that some of these other platforms don't have. Shopify can also work as your website, so you can actually have a blog on there. And it does have a nice look, so you can pick a theme, and it's very nice. So it really serves 2 purposes. It serves as your website, and it serves as your shop. Okay, so the next one I want to go over is eBay. So eBay is, eBay is also very popular. So there's 2 ways you can sell on eBay. You can sell buy now, or you can sell as an auction. So it does cost to have a store on eBay. They have a monthly fee. And in addition to that, you pay a listing fee unless you have a larger store. Now, if you have a larger store and you're paying a monthly fee, you don't really have to pay for every listing. But it usually is, I think you get your first 50 items free, and after that, it's 35 cents per listing. And then on top of that, you're going to have fees that are going to range from 2% all the way up to 10%. So it really depends on what category you are listing in on eBay as to what your fees are going to be. Then on top of that, they of course have the transaction fees for the merchant fee, which is credit cards. So theirs is 2.9%. It's very standard, as you can tell. They all pretty much have the same merchant fees. It just depends on whether you have to pay to list or whether you don't. Okay, the last one I want to go over is Amazon. So everyone knows Amazon. Amazon is a huge marketplace with a huge amount of traffic. So of course, they are going to be higher than pretty much any of the others. So for Amazon, if you want to have a professional seller's account, which is really what you would need if you were going to be selling your products on there, it's $30 a month. So they charge a 15% referral fee on top of what you're paying for your store. Now there is one way that you can get around that $30 a month fee, and that is if you get approved to sell on Amazon Handmade. You do have to apply to be an Amazon Handmade, and they are waiving that $30 a month fee through 2019 while they are launching and getting their handmade portion of their website going. So, of course, Amazon is an excellent place to sell. And if you are doing well and you're selling a good amount, then it's a great idea to have an Amazon Handmade and to have a Shopify account. Let's talk about how your shop gets seen most. And it's true no matter which platform you're going to be selling on. So the more sales you have, the more your product's going to get shown. That's going to be true no matter what platform you're on. Remember, cash is king, and all of these platforms are looking to make money just like you are. So the more sales you have, the better it is. That's why I really like Shopify. So if I have things listed on Amazon Handmade and I have my Shopify listed on Facebook and I have it listed on Instagram and I have the online store, I get to capture the sales from each one of those channels onto my Shopify. So that is just my personal opinion, and you really have to evaluate and look at what's right for your business. What's right for my business might not be right for your business. The majority of them do support selling digital products as well, which is a great category to take advantage of when you are selling handmade items. Okay, so I hope this helped you. And if you have any questions, make sure to put them down in the comments below. Don't forget, if you need help with your business, such as learning how to list and run your sales on these different platforms, to come and check out my business group. It is Lori Jacobs Success Path, and it is $19.95 a month. And we have a great group of people, and we go through training every month, and we have multiple Zoom calls a week where we can, they can ask questions and we get to see each other. It's a lot of fun. All right, have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.